Well, hello there. I'm in Crieff. And let me just read from my old blue guide to Scotland. I think this edition dates to the 1930s. Crieff. The chief town of Strathearn is built on the south side of a hill on the left bank of the Erne. The neighbourhood abounds in fine scenery and historic interest. Excursions are numerous and the accommodation for travellers is ample. I just love the straightforward way that they word things in this guide. Further down, a wee bit of history also says, on Gallow Hill near the station once stood the Kine Gallows of Crieff, on which many Highland caterans were hanged by the stewards of Strathearn. The clans, cherishing in consequence a grudge against the town, burned Crieff in 1716 and wrecked several houses in 1745. And I'd just like to say there'll be no burning today. I'm here to make peace. Just feed me an ample supply of free pies and free ale, and we'll all get on just fine. Today I'm going up the Knock of Crieff. It's just a small hill. I don't really know what a knock is. I'm not sure, I'm hoping there'll be views from the top, but in looking at the more recent maps, there does seem to be a bit of tree growth up there, so we might not see anything. But fingers crossed, sometimes you never know. We've got out the house, and that's sometimes all that matters at this time of year. So let's go.
As the sun sinks behind the hill, another year has gone. Time goes where no one knows, never to return. When autumn leaves are fallen and day turns into night, and I think when comes the snow, will I ever see the light? The darkness saps the winter haze when nothing is in view. I look to all horizons, I look to try see through the shadows all around me, hiding colours of the fall. And I wonder if I'll ever hear those yellow summers call.
Well, I think this is the top of Knock Hill. Just a lovely little walk up there. And we've got stunning views of hills and things. As is often the case in some places, the public toilet in the middle of Crieff was shut. Where are you meant to go for a pee? as a visitor, or even as a local who's just having a dander around. I ended up asking people in a cafe or a coffee house if it was okay if I could use a toilet. They very kindly said yes, but you know, these facilities are generally for customers, not for folk wandering in off the street. I suppose it's a usual story about a lack of funds for councils, and certain things have to go, and public toilets is one of them. It's a sad state of affairs, it really is. Also, yesterday when I was just checking up on times and things and bakeries and such like, I found a number of bakeries online in Crieff. I think I must have made a mistake when I looked at Google opening times, because it looked as if they were all shut on Mondays and a few other days. But I saw the Tower Bakery, I think it's called, was open. This is a Monday, it was open. There was another bakery that I'd initially planned to get a pie out of, but it was shut. A lot of these bakeries are calling themselves artisan bakeries, which means they make things that are generally a wee bit more expensive than normal. And they only open about 3 days a week or something, you know. I mean, a bakery, bakers were at one time one of life's staples. Every town and village had a bakery, and they mainly made bread. Okay, they might have made other things, cakes and things, but their staple was bread. You're generally going to be eating bread every day. Okay, they might close on a Sunday, you maybe get double the amount of bread you would normally need on a Saturday to tide you over the Sunday. Bakeries are all about bread. I suppose these days we get our bread from supermarkets. But if you buy a cheap loaf of bread from a supermarket, open it and just smell it. It smells a bit vinegary, a bit acidic. It smells as if it's already thinking about going off. It's not proper bread. What on earth are we feeding ourselves and our children? We're not feeding them proper chuck or proper bread. Very sad, you know. I think supermarkets have a lot to answer for as far as so many of today's problems are concerned. Nutrition, machines, any number of issues. Anyway, I found just at the foot of Hill Street, which is the way from the main street in Crieff, you go up Hill Street and you can pretty much find your way to the top of the Knock. It's up high, you know, just keep going uphill, you'll pretty much get there. But just at the foot of Hill Street, there's a kind of food markety thing. And I bought this, I actually bought it before I noticed that the Tower Bakery was open, or I would have gone there. But anyway, what I've got here is a large sausage roll, chorizo, a chorizo sausage roll. I'll have one quick munch out of this and I'll give you an honest opinion. You know me. It certainly smells good. But you know, like a lot of these things, it's supposed to be heated up. But let's see how we go here. Brace yourself. I suddenly remembered that I've got 2 crowns in the front here, and one of them's not as firmly fixed as it maybe should be. I don't want to break a crown on a chorizo sausage roll, to be honest. Yeah, it's very tasty, but it's meant to be heated up. It's a wee bit solid given it's cold, you know. But I'll have that shortly. And I think that's it. It's a very well defined path just up here at the top, and I think I can probably just go down the other side and somehow worm my way back to Crieff a slightly different way. I'll do that. I noticed on the way up there was a train, not really a train but a little kind of wheeled vehicle thing that looked like a train on the road, and it must cart folk backwards and forwards to and from the Crieff Hydro. That's what I'm assuming here. If I'm wrong, somebody can put me right. Fascinating little thing. I didn't know that was here. A good way of getting folk backwards and forwards, so they don't have to walk. My God, in the bus station in Stirling this morning, and in the general area, an awful lot of fat young women. Let's not mince words here. My God, that's a generation that's going to end up with any number of health issues in their later years, if they reach their later years. I mean, are we not teaching kids in school about important things like nutrition and stuff? How to keep healthy, keep fit, walk? I don't know. I despair sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to despair over this, the rest of this, and I'll see you shortly. Well, it's a lovely view just behind me, all the colours of autumn. I think we'll just call it a day there, just a short Dander. At this time of year, you don't have much light in the day, and there's a gap of about 2 hours with buses from here, Crieff, back to Stirling. There's one about 5 to 2, which I think I'm actually going to catch. If I was to, venture a little bit further and get the next bus is 4 o'clock, which means you're travelling in the dark. And no matter how much I love the mountain song, Travelling in the Dark, I don't actually like travelling in the dark. Because you look out the window, you see your reflection, or you see somebody else's reflection who's also looking out the window and catching glimpses of you. I just can't be doing with it. So we'll leave it at that. I think, for a moment there I thought in some ways we possibly do have another top, a two-topper up there somewhere, but I'm not going to bother. I think I'm quite happy with the top we went up. One top's sufficient. I'm Eddie Burns, take care, and I'll see you again.
The smell of smoke within the air, a year that is on fire. But autumn gold, a woodland soul to burn the season's pyre. It drifts along a silent song, the year ends on its way.